Hello there guys and welcome to another episode here in Elite Racing League in Season 10 for round number 3 in Bahrain. Unfortunately I haven't done that well in Elite Racing League, at least not in every single race. I have done very poor performances, but hope it is not the case, and on this time I get a good performance, mainly in race. So, well, let's just get out of the garage and let's do a lap. The first out of 3 laps I plan to do in this qualifying session. I set the pattern set of tire location, which means that I have 3 softs of tires, 2 mediums and 1 hards. I'm just going to use 2 in this session. 2 I'm referring to the soft tires, and the other one it's going to be used in the race. I'm going to save it just in case. That will mean that 2 of the 3 laps will be done on a single set of softs, which is going to be the second one. That lap that I'm going to use the used softs. In other words, the same softs that I'm using right now. I'm just practicing the circuit after doing some laps in time trials, which isn't the most reliable place to practice because you don't have the exact same grip, and as a result I also did practice doing offline races, but still I don't know, it's not the most reliable. I think the most reliable thing to train is going to be in the multiplayer races with real players, because with the AI, overtaking and fighting wheel to wheel is very different. So now let's begin the first flying lap of this session and let's see how it goes. Our first flying lap of this session, we crossed the line to set a 129.685, which puts us into the front row, but not provisional pole. Instead, provisional pole is for Rodriguez Bula. Well, I don't think that a 129.685 is a decent lap time. I did a sub 129 in an offline qualifying session. I did minutes before it, just to practice, and yeah, I think I'll make a sub 129 qualifying, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for pole. But let's do a practice flying lap after we enter the garage and complete this in lap, and then leave the garage once again, but on that time with the use of tires, because we're going to save the second one for the third and final flying lap, and the other one, the last, we'll save it for the race. And on our practice flying lap, I don't know how, but we managed to get the fastest sector 1, but still that wasn't enough to improve our lap time, because yeah, I think I have been slowed down by the lack of grip of these used tires in corners, and also I did a little bit terrible in some corners as well, because I set the personal best on sector 2, so maybe I could have improved my lap time, but well, let's improve our lap time on the third and final flying lap, on this time with new soft tires. And also let's do this when the 2-minute mark reaches, and after that we'll leave the garage and make a clean out lap and hope we get to the line on time to begin our third flying lap. And now the RS is now open and we begin the third and final flying lap of this session. Qualifying is now over, but it will be over for us until we finish this lap. Exiting turns 2 and 3, we're just losing 100th of a second, now 200, but heading to turn 4, let's see if we can gain time. We can, and we almost gain a 10th of a second, and into turns 5 to 7, I think we lost like 700ths of a second. Now into turn 8, I ran wide, but still, I don't know how, but we didn't lose any time. And now into turns 9 and 10 is a complicated corner. Fortunately, we didn't lock our brakes, but still, I don't think I have done the corner very good, and thus, we just only improved by like 200ths of a second. Now into turns 11 and 12, we're seeing that we are just gaining like 4/10ths of a second, and into turn 13, now we are gaining half a second overall. On my first flying lap, I had a snap of oversteer, exiting turn 11, but now heading into the following corners, turns 14 and 15, now I'm improving 6/10ths overall, and there's no open, and we just set the lap time of 129.007, almost into the 128, and that puts us into third position. It is a decent qualifying, but the thing we need to focus a lot is on the race. Fertapia got pole position, followed by Peña, myself, Dark King, Rodríguez, Oscar, Perdex 7, Miklos, Papi, John, Antigmos, Cortez Jr., who is my teammate, and Godly, who didn't set a lap time, qualifies 13th and last. Cortez might be a very slow driver. I don't know how he get into this league, but I don't know, maybe I'll be the only Alpine to score points. So now, let's get into the pre-race strategy. Alright, the race strategy, the strategy we'll do before the race, we won't have exactly a strategy, we'll just start with mediums. Depending on the circumstances, we might do a medium soft or a medium hard strategy. It'll be a medium soft, just in case there is a safety car in specific times, but that'll be a great gamble, and if there's safety car early on, I would still box for hard still, so yeah, I wouldn't risk on that thing. And in terms of fuel, we on the fueled car all the way down to 52.5 kilograms, just into the underfuel zone. So yeah, let's now head into the Grand Prix. Alright, so now we are about to begin the Bahrain race, and the 5 red lights are about to be turned on. Now they are, and we are about to be prepared, and it's lights out, and away we go, and the red flag got deployed, and that is not very acceptable. That is not acceptable. Bernie shouldn't let that thing happen. I don't know, maybe he forgot to turn off the red flags, but still, it is a terrible glitch that the game should fix, and that altered our race strategy. I wanted to do a hard strategy without stopping, but I just realized that it would be very risky, and I don't know, maybe it wouldn't last until the end of the race, so I decided to go and do a medium soft strategy. And well, we are now restarting the race on lap 3, and the 5 red lights are about to be turned on for the second race start, and we are underway, and we just get a good start, maybe decent, because Rodríguez is about to overtake us, and they overtake us, and into turn 1, oh my goodness me, I just almost got this number of oversteer, and we're seeing that they just got into a crash, and we just made contact with Peña, and we just dropped 3 places, now 4 places, and now we just dropped down 5 places before turn 4, and we're seeing that there's a bit chaos, and I don't know, I should focus a lot with the drivers because I need to see who of them spins in order to avoid them, but it is just a terrible start. At least we didn't get any damages, but still we just dropped down 4 places. Now it was 5, but now it is 4 because someone in the top 7 spawned, and that made me go up all the way up into 7th place. And now it's time to just manage our fuel and hope we can make a little comeback. Then beginning lap 5, we're seeing into turn 1 that there's a 3-way fight for P4, and exiting turns 2 and 3 we're seeing that Vertapia has spawned, and that battle for P4 has now been turned into a battle for P3, and I almost rear-ended Peña, and well, I'm also conserving a little bit of my fuel, taking advantage of this fight, making them a little bit slower, and I'm trying to be involved in the least possible, but I just made contact with Peña, and that is just a terrible thing. And into turn 10 I got DRS, but still I decided to just maintain my place, and let's see if they destroy the tires and I get the advantage. Ending lap 9, fortunately I got DRS, and Frederick 7 has run out of ERS, and that meant that the overtake was a little bit easy. And into turn 1 I got up all the way up into 5th place, and we're seeing that Peña and Bapi are fighting for P3. I think I'm now joining the fight, and that meant that technically it is just a 4-way fight for P3. Maybe these 2 drivers that are in front of me will get a little bit slower because they're just about to fight very hard. I don't know, maybe they won't, and instead they'll just manage their tires. And speaking of managing, I have managed enough fuel that I'm now into the positive amount of laps. Now I am like plus 0.15 laps of fuel out of the 28 laps, so I have like maybe I don't know, maybe like 19, I don't know, but the thing is that if I maintain that rate, I'll still finish the race. And now I'm about to join the fight for P3, but still I'm not trying to be involved a lot because I need to manage my tires, and we need to get with those mediums for 10 more laps. There's now enable for us, and we're seeing that Papi is trying to overtake Peña down the inside into turn 1, and he has overtaken him before turn 1, and I just braked too late, so late that I am now nearby them, and Peña re-overtook Papi, and boy, I decided to overtake Papi into turn 4, and here we go down the inside, and we just out-traction Bapi, and we are up in 3-4. That is just a good thing for us. And meanwhile, the gap between 2nd and 3rd place is like 11 seconds, so yeah, I don't think we have chances to win the race unless there's a safety car, but I don't doubt a lot that it will happen, but still, I don't know, maybe it won't. Everything can happen. Still, not as doubted, but yeah, I still have little doubts that the safety car will deploy in this race, but meanwhile, let's just maintain our tires. Okay, fine. You're wondering why am I in P2, and the reason is because our drivers have boxed, and Peña and myself are we are get to pit and ending this lap 16. There's now open and beginning lap 17. I'm about to overtake Peña and I deploy ERS, and after swapping places in like yeah, in like 4 laps ago, I now overtook him literally, and we are up into the race lead. And well, I'm not that happy because I know that it is not going to be until the end of the race. We need to pit, and Verstappen set the fastest lap. So yeah, I don't think we will even finish P3. I don't know, but well, hope we can get at least P3, and well, let's just go as fast as possible. And well, we're going to box at the end of lap 20, I think. So here we go. Now, after pulling a 1 second gap to Peña, I still lead the race, but we are ending lap 18 and we are now boxing for soft tires. And well, it's going to be 11 laps to go, and hope these soft tires can last until the end of the race without getting into the tire cliff, which is when your tires performance gets plummeted. We dropped down to 6th place, and we're seeing that we're fighting with Michaelos, and we just made contact once again. Man, I just made contact for another time, and that is just not a good thing. And we're seeing that he has a 5-second time penalty, so we're technically in P6 according to the penalties. And oh damn it, I got another warning because I crashed by the same driver I did when I crashed with him in the first lap, and gave me a warning. Ah man, I'm just a little bit ashamed of that thing. Yeah, I should leave him more space. Yeah, that was a little bit of my fault. Sorry guys for doing that thing. Yeah, that is just a little bit terrible. Hope they don't give me a 5-second time penalty or a qual ban. But meanwhile, we're just overtaking Bappy down the inside into an unusual place to overtake, which is turn 13, and we are up into P6 on track, and we are about to do this thing, but I decided to well, let him pass, but strategically, because I did before the DRS detection zone, and I got DRS. We begin lap 20, and I overtake Bappy around the outside in the main straight before turn 1, and we just made contact, but still that didn't matter because I didn't make his spin, and now we are up into P6 on track. So yeah, let's just make a comeback and hope we can overtake Oscar and Verstappen, and we can get all the way up into P4, maybe into P3, but I see this unlikely because look at the gap between 4th and 3rd place. Maybe Verstappen will be in 3rd place because Peña is yet to pit, so maybe these positions will change and Verstappen will be in 3rd, and I can maybe come back and get all the way up into P3. So for now, let's just kinda managing the tires, but still go fast in the corners in order to catch these drivers. And we are seeing that it is during the sunrise. The sky is getting a little bit brighter than it should be. It is no longer black anymore. Instead, the sky is getting dark blue. So that means that it is beginning to sunrise. And we are about to overtake Peña, and we overtook him. He has boxed for soft tires, and well, we are up into P5, and we're seeing that the gap between Oscar and myself has plummeted, Now it is 2 seconds. I hope we overtake him and get up into P4 when the sun rises. Okay, so now we are 6 laps to go, and the good news is that we are up into P3. One, because I overtook Oscar, he's got very slow, and the other reason is because Darking retired from the race, but he retired in the pit lane, and the safety car got deployed. The safety car got deployed, and I'm referring to the full core safety car. I don't know why I decided to do this thing. I just reflected now when I was recording this video, and I'm just seeing that why did I box for use the soft? I thought that it would be a good gamble. Still, it was on used softs. I have run out of softs, but still I thought that it was still going to be worth it because it was just 5% of tire wear, and I thought that amount of wear wasn't going to be that enough. But I don't know, maybe I'll regret this, and you're going to find out why. And this is going to be one of the biggest what ifs of this league, and we are about to go into the pit lane with Vertapia, because he is also going to the pits, but Peña won't go, neither as Bappy, so maybe we will drop out of the podium, yeah, of course, and we drop down to 5th place. So yeah, that is not going to be a good thing, but still, I don't know, maybe it will be worth it, because maybe after the safety car we can make a big comeback and get back into 3rd place, and if I would still stay out, maybe after the safety car I would get into a disadvantage and drop down like a place or 2, maybe 3, but I don't know, well, let's see. But meanwhile, let's do the same things we do in every single safety car, and it is to get into the bunching upfield and heat up the tires, and also wait until the safety car ends. So let's do a thing and hope we get the gamble worth it. And now we are on lap 27 and exiting turn 4 while we're heating up our tires, unfortunately. Yeah, I just heated up too much. I did it too aggressive that I went off the track and lost. Yes, P5. And to make things worse, the driver in front of us is a lap 1, and to make things worse is my teammate. And yeah, it is a terrible thing. Yeah, my teammate maybe won't score points unless 2 drivers DNF, or maybe still he wouldn't score points if these 2 drivers that retired, that were in front of him, retire from the final lap, because remember that his lap, and for him it is lap 26, so he'll just only complete 28 laps, and if these 2 drivers that are in front of him doesn't finish and retires from the final lap, it'll be considered as that they completed 28 laps, and they would classify P9 and 10, and yeah, I mean P10 and 11. And now the safety car is in this lap, and yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that I did those terrible things, but well, hope we can make a recovery, and well, wish me luck in the safety car relaunch. And now we are about to begin racing once again, and now we are beginning lap 28. Unfortunately, Vertex 7 is trying to overtake me into turn 1, and I decided to break way later, and into turn 1 I was on the outside, and still that didn't make much progress, and still after that I could maintain P6. That could be P4 because Bappy and Antic Moss both have 2-second time penalties, and now we're seeing that there is some chaos, and maybe I could get into the podium, and maybe that gamble will be worth it. I don't know, but let's just maintain our place, or maybe try to overtake them quickly, and we're seeing that they just, oh boy, I'm now getting a little bit punched up. Peña has the fastest lap, and I almost rear-ended Antic Moss, and I got rear-ended, and Bappy overtook me down the inside into turn 10, and still that didn't overtake me, and he dropped down to 8th place. Unfortunately, Vertex 7 is trying to overtake me down the inside into turn 11, and he overtook me. That is just a terrible thing. And into turn 13, maybe we can overtake him, but unfortunately that won't happen. And now we are about to begin the final lap of the race, and we're seeing that there's a little bit of fight. Vertex 7 has run out of ERS once again, and we'll try to overtake him down the inside into turn 1. Let's try to do this thing. Unfortunately, that didn't work, but still, at least, again, I just rear-ended another driver. That's just a terrible thing, and my class is overtaking around the outside of the turn 4, very easy overtake for him, and I almost rear-end him, and I almost got a snap of oversteer, and we're seeing that Antic Moss is cutting in the corner, and what the hell, another rear-ending driver. This time I just destroyed my front wing and damaged it, and we dropped down to P5, and he has retired from the race, and I'm returning to Antic, and into turn 10 we're just entering that corner, and we just got rear-ended. That is just a terrible thing, and man, I was just, you cannot do this to me, man, you cannot do this to me. Why? I dropped down to 9th place. Damn it. I was just very angry, and yeah, I was just very ashamed, and that was a race to forget, and Fertapia wins the race, and that is just a thing that it is way worse. Qualy dropped down to 9th place because of his penalty, and we got ascended to P8, and we're seeing that there's a Haas that won the race. I don't know what's happening, and we're seeing that Oscar wins the race. What the predicts? Whoa! Another time, a glitch. Glitch result. You cannot do this to me. In reality, Fertapia wins the race, and I don't remember the thing. The thing is that I finished P8 and Qualy finished P9 by his penalty. Bappy finished 10th, and Antic and Cortez both classified a lap down. Antic classified a lap down, but Cortez finished a lap down. And yeah, Bappy finishes last place. At least we didn't finish last. But yeah, that was a race to forget. That was just a terrible race. We were at one point leading the race, and we dropped down to 9th place. That is just terrible. But well, guys, hope you have enjoyed that video, because I didn't enjoy much, but still, have a nice day, and see you guys in the next race. Goodbye.